Okay, some things to remember about random samples is that we really need to make sure that a random sample is just that, random. It has to have an equal chance of getting everyone to participate in the sample. So there are a couple of things that it can't be. It can't be asking a specific number of, like, the first 5 in line, or just boys, or things like that. It has to have the question has to be a random sampling of an entire population. So just a few is not going to do. All right, so the vice principal asked the first 45 students to arrive at school about their method of transportation. Is this a random sample? And the answer should be no. This is not a random sample, because it only targeted the first 45 kids in line. A specific group. So not everyone has an equal chance. Ooh. Okay. And if it's going to be a random, everybody has to have an equal chance of answering. Okay, I realized that was weird. Okay. So if you want to figure out how 7th graders feel about math, how could you get a random sample? So what could we do for a random sample? Well, there's a bunch of different things we can do to conduct a random sample. And one of the things, if you'll remember from here, is, let's see, pulling cards, doing a random number generator, flipping coins, things like that. So we could do like the first, okay, like number 7, given a number, 100 numbers are pulled from a random number generator, you could do that as well. And then you could ask them how they feel about math. So we could use, let's see, so let's do this. All right, so I said use a random number generator, like the example above, and ask 7th graders their opinion on math. That would be one way to do this. There's probably lots of different ways. You could send out a survey, and then you could just take a few of, just randomly pull a certain number of answers from the survey, and that would be a random as well, because everyone would have an equal chance. You could have them put their answers in a hat, and you could pull a few from the hat. Just, there's lots of different ways that you could do that, just so long as everybody has an equal chance. All right, so let's look and see what they did for this next one. Error analysis. Let's see what we have going on here. All right. So Marley wants to predict the number of students in her school who like math class. She takes a random sample of 15 students from the Office Master Student List. There are a total of 900 students on the list. She believes her sample is appropriate because she selected the 15 students using a random number generator. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Did she use something that everybody would have an equal chance of participating? Yes, she did. The random number generator. However, how many kids were there? 900. Is 15 students a large enough sample size? Probably not. I'm going to say that her error is that she sampled too few students. So 15 too small of a sample. So if she did perhaps 100, that would be better. Even 200 would be better than just 15. So she needs a larger sample size. All right. That would give her a better idea of what a good answer would be. Okay. All right, let's see. Joe works for a lumber company. He needs to predict how many defective pieces of lumber will be produced each week. He randomly samples 600 pieces of wood cut from the same machine. There are 40 machines in his company, but he believes sampling from one machine is sufficient because he has such a large sample size. Okay, does he have a large sample size? Yeah, 600, that's pretty big. However, he's only using one machine, and there are 40 machines. So what does he need to do? Well, his error is choosing just one machine. He needs to get some samples from more than just one machine. So he should be getting 600 pieces of wood, either split them up from each machine, or he needs to choose them at random from after they've already been cut, things like that. So, so he needs to choose the machines at random to take a more accurate sample. All right. Okay. Looks good, you guys. So tomorrow we will move on to the next piece. Have a fantastic Wednesday.